Okay, man. Tell me your take on this Warrior Raptor controversy. Now, here's the question I ask: was the
Okay.
suspension enough, and should the owner just give up his part ownership?
That's a tough question because on one hand, I don't think the suspension was enough. I thought it needed to be stiffer than 1 year, but I don't think that it calls for his outright banishment. I think you caught. First of all, you don't have any chance. Let me get this out of the way.
All
You
right.
got no business putting your hands on one of those players. He's lucky that he did it to Kyle Lowry, who's class personified and has never had an incident in his NBA career, even though he's a pit bull and really goes after it. Proper decorum, obviously, is what's usually called for. Had that been somebody else, and there's a few names that I could give you, they'd have slapped that man upside his head. I'm going to tell you that right now. Having said all of that, I would tell you that the 1 year ban is not enough. I think it should have been longer. The fine is the fine because you usually can't fine them, but so much for incidences of this matter. And they've got some league policy. I got to look into that again because I don't understand why it wasn't more.
Yeah, it was It was $500,000. Yeah.
That's right. It was $500,000. But if you remember the whole Mark Cuban incident, but that involved far more salacious things about how he was running the Dallas Mavericks organization and the kind of things. But it wasn't a fine. He donated $10 million to causes pertaining to women's rights and violence against women and things of that nature. And so because of that, it's an entirely different situation. But nevertheless, $500,000 for a billionaire seems to be a bit low, significantly low. But again, that might be the league policy. In the end, what it comes down to is I don't think it calls for a banishment on his part.
Okay.
But I think the fine should have been stiffer.